Hello everyone, it's your options guy. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about what happened with Apple, AMD, and PLTR. So I think it's good data to go over, especially with what's going on with options, and then we'll go over in some technical analysis just to get a good or better understanding of what's happening or what's the trend with these three stocks, and I think it's just good data overall to digest. And this doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna go up or down tomorrow. Like, who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? We actually ended up kind of like on a good day today, so it could be a pullback tomorrow. Who knows? But either way, let's just go over this data together and let's try to digest and analyze what's going on with these three stocks and what happened overall today. But first, I want to emphasize that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you guys the data the way I see it. This is just for entertainment purposes, and we're really just trying to analyze what's happening together. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with Apple. So as you can see today, Apple was the clear winner. Apple had huge amount of orders come in, and overall the premium value of these orders is at $41 million. So that's pretty big, and Apple was here. Actually, let's go into it a little bit more. So as you can see here, there's a huge amount of orders coming in for Apple. Let's take a look at the biggest orders first. So as you can see here, like the $1 million orders up here. So there's two of them for 121 2022 for January, and there's another two for October. But I think the one that stands out the most is probably actually, let's take a look at the volume first. Yeah, so look at this volume right here. So for expiration, which is basically this week, for expiration of March 19, you see like a huge amount of 125 strikes coming in. And if you compare volume to open interest, there was a huge amount of these options being traded compared to its open interest. So huge amount of volume compared to open interest is good. And this is all in this week expiration, which is like crazy for weekly, right? And they're all 125. So definitely like a huge amount of volume going on with Apple today. And I'm not necessarily sure what or why. It could be, you know, like something crazy that's gonna come out with the EV type of news or something with their Apple Car or something. I'm not too sure exactly, other than if we take a look at the technical analysis for Apple. So let's just look at the chart. So this is my technical analysis. As you can see, we had like a kind of like a falling wedge type of situation down here, and it was really important to break out of this wedge, which is what I was talking about in my last video, I think, that I made yesterday. And I was basically saying that we'll see tomorrow if we can break out of this wedge. And if we look at the 1 month, you can see that we actually broke out of it. We're actually like right out of it. So that indicates, to me, it indicates like a bullish trend type forming. So definitely good that we were able to break out of that, like that 122 range. And let's take a quick look at so if we look at the MACD here, let me open this up a little bit. Actually, let me go into the 1 month. So the MACD is definitely still uptrending. It doesn't seem like it's going to be touching the signal line within the 1 month chart. And if we take a look, sorry about that. If we take a look at the 5-day chart, so you can see here that we barely broke out of that signal line. So again, it looks like it's a breakout that's going to be happening, at least within the short term. Now, the only thing that does concern me though is the RSI. So as you can see here, the RSI is well above 70, and usually when it's well above 70, that means the stock is being overbought. So definitely could be an indicator of a pullback coming, but definitely overbought, at least in the short term. But I guess that coincides with the breakout that just happened. So we'll see how far up we get in the short term. But either way, I did open up a long position. So if we take a look here, basically what I did today was, actually let me go over here. All right, so what I did today was I closed out some options that I was playing with Apple this morning because I bought them yesterday, and I got in with that profit today. And then I noticed that the 121 was heavily bought as well, not just the 319s, but the 121s. So we took a look at the 121s. So look at this. These are all the 121s. So like notice that there's a huge amount of orders coming in for the 121s for the 100 strike. So huge. 100, 100, 100, 100, and look at the premiums. They're 1 million, 1.3, half a million, half a million, half a million, half a million, half a million. So huge amount of orders coming in for the 121s. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just kind of go with the trend. Let's go with where the big money is going. So I got the same strike and everything, and I'm up a couple dollars there, but I didn't want to take a profit. I do feel like a pullback will happen because Apple to me seems like it kind of like pushed up a little bit too high. So what I did was I bought 100 shares of Apple and I started selling some covered calls against that. If we have a pullback, then that's fine. I'll keep the shares and I'll keep this premium right here that I'm selling, which is only like $150 anyways. But if not, if the trend continues till 319, then I'll sell these shares that I got, and then I'll just cash in that premium anyway. So either way, it's fine. But ultimately, in case there's a pullback, that's kind of why I'm selling this covered call, because I don't want these calls to go down too much. But either way, I'm long either way on this Apple option at least. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys that information with the 121s. Huge amount of 121 calls as well, all within the 100. So it's kind of crazy. But there's some 105s right here as well. 105s, 105, but ultimately 100s. So that's pretty much with Apple. That's pretty much with what happened today. And overall, very, very bullish sentiment that's forming, I think, especially if we take a look at the if we go back to the technicals. I think this breakout just happened. So if you go to the 1-1 chart, the 1-1 chart doesn't really show it, but I think the breakout just happened. So I think tomorrow will be more of a confirmation. If we're still going up, then that's more of a confirmation that the breakout's happening, and we'll see where the next support or the next resistance level is, which I think it might be right here at the 128, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's it for Apple. So now let's talk about AMD. All right, so AMD was actually down here. I think it's like somewhere within the top 10 range. So overall, it had a 2.9 million amount of premium calls that came in today. So we take a look at AMD a little bit more in detail. So let's filter by, let's do the expiration first. So these are all the ones that are expiring like weeklies. So here's the strikes: 82, 83, 84. So it looks like probably the average is around 82, I would say. So kind of like within the money as of right now. So yeah, a bunch of orders came in for AMD for this week expiration. So now let's take a look at the premiums. So the biggest, oh wow, so this one was somewhat 800,000, almost 800, a little bit over 700,000. More in the money though, 75 strike for this week. So that's a big one. This one's a little bit in the money as well, almost 500,000 right there. This one's a little bit outside the money, 85. Oh, but this one's for April 30th, and I actually got one. I think I got this one too. So let's take a look at what I got. AMD. Oh no, I chose the 82. I got more in the money, but yeah, I got in like super late, last minute. But yeah, so obviously I have AMD shares that I'm long with, but I saw all these options coming in. So, and then not only that, if we take a look at the technical analysis for AMD, this one definitely shows more of a breakout. So this is the, actually let me double click in here. So this was like the falling wedge that I did, and as you can see, this is kind of like the breakout. And the only news that I see with AMD is they had like a kind of like conference or demo type today regarding their data centers and stuff, and then like partnerships with Amazon and stuff like that, I think. So let's just confirm. So if we go to AMD, let's just take a look at some news that happened. So if I go to AMD and just some news, AMD launches Milan chip for data centers, has a battle with Intel intensifies. So yep, I think this is kind of like possibly it could be because of that. That's why there's that spike in with AMD. But either way, I just want to show you guys. So this is basically the action that's happening with AMD as of today, and I'll be definitely tracking AMD more throughout this week. Same thing with Apple. And now let's take a look at Palantir. All right, so Palantir. It actually had 3.6 million premium bets today, but the interesting thing about Palantir is that on the bearish flow, it was in the number 3 spot with also the same amount, 3.2 million. Oh, sorry, it's just a little bit under. So there was a little bit more calls that came in for Palantir, but there was a good amount of puts, so it was almost 50-50, and that could probably be the reason why it kind of like just went down, like how everything went down in the market with tech. It all kind of went down like on open. A lot of other tech stocks just actually came back up, but Palantir seemed to like go down even further and then just consolidate right here around this 2650 range, 2660 range. So I don't have a position with Palantir as of right now. I'm actually waiting to get in on April, but overall, definitely bullish on Palantir, and I hope it stays like under 30 by April when I decide to get in. But yeah, as of right now, overall, Palantir is definitely like, I see it as very bullish because if we look at this past week, sorry, it's loading, 1 second. Yeah, so looking at the past week overall, it has a good amount of calls that came in, so good amount of calls overall like this past week. And I think it could coincide with the double click demo that they're having in April, so it could be like building up to that. So I definitely see Palantir having like a good breakout in the short term because of that catalyst. So if we take a look at Palantir right here, just take a look at some technicals real quick. So all right, so this is kind of like the yeah, so this is the chart that I have for Palantir. So we had a falling wedge, we broke out of that falling wedge, so now it's kind of like reversing back, and then as of right now we're 27, around 2760 is kind of like our resistance. So I think in order for Palantir to have that extra push towards 30, it has to break this 2763 right here. So we'll see what happens with Palantir tomorrow. Palantir is kind of weird though. Sometimes it goes with the market, sometimes it doesn't. So even though today like the overall market was green for most of the stocks, and especially for tech, Palantir was kind of like it was definitely in the red, but like not too far deep in the red. But sometimes Palantir has a mind of its own. It doesn't like going with the market. But overall, there hasn't been any recent news with Palantir. The most recent news was that they have a new partnership with a French automotive supplier. Other than that, there hasn't been any recent news. So, and this was back in March 11th. So the thing with Palantir is that if it doesn't have new like partnerships or new contracts, or if there's no like PR every now and then, I feel like the stock tends to dip. So in order for it to have that rise and keep rising, I think it needs to have like continuous PR news. At least that's what I've been seeing. Overall, still definitely long with Palantir, and look, it's even in the 100 most popular. But overall, I think Palantir is definitely moving in the right direction. I still feel that this should be around 40 right now. It's definitely come down a lot from its peaks. Let's see, it was back. Yeah, it was up like 40%. So it still has like 40% to grow back to get around. That's not even 40. That's at 38. So that's not, and that wasn't even the peak. The peak was at 45. So Palantir has a lot of room to grow. it's been consolidating for a while now. So this is kind of like the consolidation right here, and then it had a spike, and it's back into the consolidation mode. I wonder if it's going to consolidate throughout all of March and then start picking up on beginning of April, getting close to that double click event. So anyways, that's it for my analysis. I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys like the data that I'm showing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you guys this data. You can use this data however you want. Oh, real quick before I end the video, I almost forgot. I wanted to show the Palantir bearish flow because I forgot to do that. Let's see. So Palantir bearish flow. So if we look at the premiums that came in, this is probably what it cost or brought Palantir to stay down for a while. So there was huge orders coming in that came in today for Palantir. This one is almost $1 million right there. It's a little bit over $500,000. But yeah, so that's just the data there. So these are the puts. So you guys can use this, do with it as you please, analyze it however you want. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. All right, so if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'll be showcasing more action with the options that's going on, especially around Palantir, Apple, AMD, and some other stock picks that I like that are personal favorites. But yeah, I'll definitely be showcasing more videos like this. I'll definitely try doing videos especially like this on the daily to show you guys like day by day what's going on, and then we can keep updating our technical analysis and see what's happening, if it's shooting up, shooting down, if it's breaking up, breaking down, stuff like that. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.